love the Eagles as much as we do, then hit that subscribe button and stick with us at Eagles Nest News for all the drama, updates, and hype all season long. The buzz around the league right now feels unreal, and the whispers coming out of Philadelphia are growing louder with every passing hour. People close to the situation keep saying that Tyreek Hill being labeled as the biggest signing in Eagles history is not just hype, but a reflection of how seismic this move could be. This is not being framed as a normal acquisition, not as another talented receiver joining a competitive roster, but as a statement of intent that echoes through locker rooms and front offices everywhere. When fans talk about legends and defining moments, they usually wait years to see how a story ends, yet this one already feels monumental before a single snap is taken. The rumor mill suggests that the Eagles see Hill as more than speed, more than highlights, and more than jerseys sold. They allegedly see him as a cultural shift, someone who changes how defenses prepare, how teammates train, and how the city itself breathes football. For a franchise with a deep and proud tradition, calling any move the greatest ever is bold. That boldness is exactly why this speculation refuses to die, because it sounds like a franchise daring to rewrite its own narrative. What makes this rumor even more fascinating is how it reframes the Eagles' identity in the modern league. Insiders suggest that this move is about embracing chaos on offense, about forcing opponents into uncomfortable decisions every single play. Tyreek Hill represents speed that cannot be coached and fear that cannot be schemed away, and the idea of him wearing midnight green has fans dreaming loudly. People around the team allegedly believe that this signing signals a new era where the Eagles no longer react to trends but create them. The speculation hints that coaches are already imagining formations that stretch the field beyond conventional limits, opening space for everyone else to thrive. There is talk of practices becoming sharper, more intense, because Hill's presence raises the standard without saying a word. Veteran players are rumored to be energized, younger players reportedly wide-eyed, all understanding they're sharing a locker room with someone who changes gravity itself. This is why the term biggest signing keeps being repeated, because it is not just about talent added, but about how one player can redefine ambition for an entire organization. As a YouTuber breaking this down, you can almost hear the excitement in the pauses, the disbelief in the laughs, and the cautious tone when talking about expectations. The rumor frames Tyreek Hill as a chess piece that forces every defensive coordinator into sleepless nights. According to the chatter, the Eagles believe that having Hill allows them to dictate tempo rather than chase it. The idea floating around is that no lead is safe against an offense built around explosive potential, and no deficit feels too large to overcome. Fans speculate that this signing is also about message sending, telling rivals that Philadelphia is not content with being competitive, but obsessed with dominance. There is also an emotional layer to this story, with whispers that ownership wanted a move that would electrify the city instantly. Hill's reputation, swagger, and relentless confidence fit that vision perfectly. Even skeptics admit that if this rumor holds weight, the Eagles have positioned themselves as a constant headline, a team everyone must account for every single week. Another angle being discussed quietly is how this move could ripple through the locker room dynamics. The speculation suggests that Tyreek Hill's work ethic and intensity are being underestimated in this conversation. People close to the organization claim that coaches believe his presence will accelerate development across the roster. Wide receivers are rumored to be studying his routes, running backs benefiting from lighter boxes, and quarterbacks enjoying windows that feel unfair. The idea of the biggest signing in Eagles history is tied to this multiplier effect, where one star elevates everyone else. There's also talk about leadership, not the traditional vocal kind, but the leadership that comes from preparation and accountability. Hill allegedly commands respect the moment he steps on the field, not through speeches, but through execution. That kind of influence is rare, and it is why this rumor refuses to be dismissed as simple fan fantasy. It feels calculated, intentional, and aligned with a franchise that believes windows of opportunity must be attacked aggressively. The speculation grows even deeper when discussing legacy and long-term vision. Some voices around the league whisper that the Eagles see Tyreek Hill as a bridge between eras, connecting past glory with future ambition. Calling him the biggest signing in team history is not meant to erase legends, but to acknowledge the evolution of the game itself. Speed has become currency, spacing has become art, and unpredictability has become power. This rumor suggests that Philadelphia wants to be the team that embodies all three. Fans are already debating where this move would rank among iconic moments, even without outcomes to measure yet. The excitement feels raw, almost reckless, but undeniably contagious. There's a sense that the Eagles are betting on joy, on spectacle, and on forcing everyone else to adapt. In a league driven by copycats, this move is framed as original, daring, and unapologetic. That is why this story keeps spreading, because it feels less like gossip and more like destiny in motion. By the time you wrap your head around it, the rumor has already done its job. It has people talking, imagining, and arguing passionately about what could be. Tyreek Hill, as the biggest signing in Eagles history, is not just a headline. It is a provocation. It challenges fans to think bigger, critics to think harder, and rivals to think faster. Whether whispered in studios or shouted in living rooms, this speculation has taken on a life of its own. It captures the essence of sports storytelling, where belief often arrives before proof. And in that space between rumor and reality, excitement thrives, fueling conversations that make football feel larger than itself. Now, shifting into the second wave of this speculation, the conversation becomes even more cinematic, almost myth-making in tone. The idea that Tyreek Hill could redefine what greatness looks like in an Eagles uniform is being discussed like a movie script waiting to unfold. People close to the franchise reportedly believe that this signing symbolizes fearlessness, a refusal to play it safe in a league where caution often rules. The phrase "biggest signing in Eagles history" keeps echoing because it frames the move as irreversible, a line crossed that cannot be uncrossed. Once you commit to this level of star power, everything else must rise to match it. The rumor paints a picture of packed stadiums buzzing before kickoff, not because of rivalry alone, but because anticipation itself has become the attraction. Hill's presence is speculated to bring a global spotlight, drawing eyes that may not have watched the Eagles before. That expansion of relevance is part of why this move is being whispered about with such reverence. It is not only about winning, but about becoming unavoidable. Another layer of this narrative focuses on how defenses are rumored to react in panic mode. The speculation suggests that coordinators are already sketching contingency plans, knowing that traditional coverage concepts crumble against pure speed combined with intelligence. Tyreek Hill forces honesty from defenses, exposing hesitation instantly. The Eagles, according to this rumor, are betting that pressure creates mistakes, and mistakes create opportunities. Analysts whisper that this signing could influence draft strategies across the conference, as teams scramble to find answers rather than solutions. That kind of league-wide ripple effect is rare, and it is why the label of biggest signing carries weight. It implies influence beyond the box score, beyond individual accolades. It hints at a shift in balance, where one move alters the ecosystem. Fans love this idea because it positions their team not as participants, but as protagonists in the league's ongoing drama. The emotional reaction within the fan base is also part of this unfolding story. Rumors suggest that longtime supporters feel validated, as if patience and loyalty are being rewarded with ambition. Tyreek Hill represents excitement distilled, and that matters deeply in a sport built on moments. The speculation frames this move as a promise, an unspoken agreement between franchise and fans that mediocrity is unacceptable. Even those who approach the rumor cautiously admit that it feels different. There is a sense of alignment between front office, coaching staff, and roster that makes the story believable. The biggest signing in Eagles history narrative thrives because it matches the mood of a city hungry for spectacle and confidence. This is the kind of move that makes people wear jerseys again with pride, argue passionately on air, and dream without apology. That emotional resonance is as valuable as any tactical advantage. From a strategic perspective, the rumor paints the Eagles as masters of timing. The league is constantly evolving, and the speculation suggests that Philadelphia believes now is the moment to lean fully into speed and spacing. Tyreek Hill is seen as the embodiment of that philosophy, a player whose skill set aligns perfectly with modern offensive theory. Coaches are rumored to be salivating over mismatches, motion concepts, and the stress this creates on defensive communication. Calling this the biggest signing ever is a way of acknowledging that the game has changed and that adapting aggressively is the only path forward. This narrative also hints at confidence in infrastructure, in coaching, and in player development. You do not make a move like this unless you believe everything else is ready to support it. That belief is what turns rumor into something that feels almost inevitable. The legacy conversation continues to simmer as well. People speculate that years from now, this moment could be referenced as a turning point, regardless of individual achievements. Tyreek Hill joining the Eagles under the banner of biggest signing in team history suggests a willingness to be judged boldly. There is no hiding behind cautious language or incremental improvement. This is an all-in declaration, at least in the court of public opinion. The rumor thrives because it taps into that bravery, that willingness to risk criticism for the chance at greatness. Fans respect that, even when outcomes remain unknown. It transforms the Eagles into a symbol of ambition, a team unafraid to chase the extraordinary. As the speculation continues to swirl, one thing is clear in the way people talk about it. This is not a quiet rumor destined to fade. It has momentum, energy, and narrative power. Tyreek Hill, as the biggest signing in Eagles history, is a story that feeds on imagination, passion, and belief. Whether spoken in hushed tones or shouted into microphones, it represents hope amplified. And in sports, hope is often the most powerful force of all, capable of filling every gap between rumor and reality with excitement that refuses to be ignored. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. There's also speculation about how this move reshapes the national perception of the Eagles. Insiders quietly suggest that media narratives will shift, that coverage will become more intense, more dramatic, and more focused on Philadelphia as a central character in the league story. Tyreek Hill draws cameras, headlines, and debate effortlessly, and the Eagles are rumored to be fully aware of that gravity. Calling this the biggest signing in team history is a way of embracing the spotlight rather than avoiding it. The rumor implies that the franchise wants to be discussed daily, analyzed deeply, and measured against the highest standards. That kind of exposure can be heavy, but it can also forge identity. Fans seem to welcome it, interpreting the move as confidence bordering on swagger. This is not a team hiding behind humility, but one leaning into ambition openly. The speculation suggests that Philadelphia is comfortable being loved and criticized in equal measure, because relevance itself has become a victory. Another fascinating thread in this rumor centers on the psychological impact on opponents. People whisper that facing an Eagles team headlined by Tyreek Hill changes preparation weeks in advance. Defensive meetings allegedly start with his name, shaping every decision that follows. That kind of mental pressure is priceless, and it fuels the biggest signing narrative even further. The Eagles are rumored to value this invisible advantage just as much as production. When opponents worry, hesitation creeps in, and hesitation creates opportunity. Hill's reputation alone forces adjustments, often before the ball is even snapped. This speculation paints Philadelphia as a team that wants to control minds as much as space on the field. Fans love this angle because it frames dominance as something proactive rather than reactive. It suggests a chess match where the Eagles move first and everyone else responds. That sense of control is intoxicating, and it explains why this rumor resonates so deeply. As the story continues to evolve, it feels less like a simple rumor and more like a shared belief spreading through conversations. Tyreek Hill being labeled the biggest signing in Eagles history has become shorthand for ambition, excitement, and refusal to settle. Whether spoken by fans, analysts, or former players, the phrase carries weight because it symbolizes a moment of choice. The Eagles are rumored to have chosen spectacle, speed, and bold vision over restraint. That choice alone makes this story unforgettable, regardless of how it eventually unfolds. In sports, some moments matter because of results, others because of courage. This speculation suggests that Philadelphia wanted both, and that desire is what keeps people talking without pause. The rumor lives because it represents possibility, and possibility is what fuels the passion of every fan who believes football should feel electric, dramatic, and larger than life. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.